10 countries without armed forces. The term country here means sovereign states and not dependencies, like Guam, Northern Mariana Islands, Bermuda, whose defense is the responsibility of another country or an army alternative. The term armed forces refers to any government-sponsored defense used to further domestic and foreign policies of their respective government. Some of the countries listed, such as Iceland and Monaco, have no standing armies but still have a non-police military force. Many of the countries listed here typically have a very long-standing agreement with the former occupying country. One example is the agreement between Monaco and France, which has existed for at least 300 years. The Compact of Free Association Nations of the Marshall Islands, Federal States of Micronesia (FSM), and Palau rely on the United States for their defense. They ensure their national security concerns are addressed through annual joint community meetings to discuss defense matters with US Pacific Command. Andorra has a small army and can request defensive aid if necessary, while Iceland had a unique agreement with the United States that lasted until 2006, which required them to provide defense to Iceland when needed. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications so you don't get to miss out on any of our subsequent videos. The armed forces have become an indispensable part of almost every nation in the world. A country's strength is often measured by the strength of its army. Each country wants to have more powerful weapons than the other. Countries often spend millions in order to strengthen their armed forces. But even in the world where most of the countries are stuck in an arms race, there are a few countries that have no army at all. Here is a list of countries that survive without any armed forces. Number 1. Andorra. Andorra is a tiny independent principality situated between France and Spain in the Pyrenees Mountains. It's known for its ski resorts and a tax haven status that encourages duty-free shopping. Capital Andorra La Vella has boutiques and jewelries on the Mexisters Avenue and several shopping centers. The old quarter, Barri Antic, houses Romanesque Santa Coloma Church with a circular bell tower. Andorra has no standing army but has signed treaties with Spain and France for its protection. Its small volunteer army is purely ceremonial in function. The paramilitary JIPA, trained in counter-terrorism and hostage management, is part of the national police. Defense assistance is provided by France and Spain under an informal agreement between the three countries. It, however, has a small volunteer army, but it's purely for ceremonial purposes. Number 2. Dominica. Dominica is a mountainous Caribbean island nation with natural hot springs and tropical rainforest. Mont Trois Pitons National Park is home to the volcanically heated, stream-covered boiling lake. The park also encompasses sulfur vents, the 65-meter-tall Trafalgar Falls, and narrow Titu Gorge. To the west is Dominica's capital, Roseau, with colorful timber houses and botanical gardens. Dominica has not had a standing army since 1981. Defense is the responsibility of the regional security system. Ironically, it was because of the attempted army coup that this country decided to abolish its army forever. Just like other countries in this list, the police are responsible for internal security. However, there is something called the regional security system that is responsible for the defense of most of the Caribbean nations. Number 3. Grenada. Grenada is a Caribbean country comprising a main island, also called Grenada, and smaller surrounding islands. Dubbed the Spice Isle, the hilly main island is home to numerous nutmeg plantations. It's also the site of the capital, St. George's, whose colorful homes, Georgian buildings, and early 18th century Fort George overlook narrow Garrinage Harbor. To the south is Grand Anse Beach with resort and bars. Grenada has not had a standing army since 1983, disbandment of the People's Revolutionary Army after the US-led invasion. The Royal Grenada Police Force maintains a paramilitary special service unit for internal security purposes. Defense is the responsibility of the regional security system. It was an American invasion that led to such a step. Number 4. Kiribati. Kiribati, officially the Republic of Kiribati, is an independent island nation in the Central Pacific Ocean. The permanent population is over 119,000, more than half of whom live on Tarawa Atoll. The state comprises 32 atolls and one raised coral island, Banaba. Under the constitution, the only forces permitted are the police, which includes a maritime surveillance unit for internal security. The maritime surveillance is equipped with small arms and maintains one Pacific patrol boat, the Tionoi. Defense assistance is provided by Australia and New Zealand under an informal agreement between the three countries. This is a small country, actually a conglomerate of three groups of islands, namely the Gilbert Islands, the Phoenix Islands, and the Line Islands. Number 5. Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein is a German-speaking 25-kilometer-long principality between Austria and Switzerland. It's known for its medieval castles, alpine landscapes, and villages linked by a network of trails. The capital, Vaduz, a cultural and financial center, is home to Cursed Museum Liechtenstein, with galleries of modern and contemporary art. The Post Museum displays Liechtenstein's postage stamps. Liechtenstein abolished its standing army in 1868 because it was deemed too costly. An army is only permitted in times of war, but that situation has never occurred. Liechtenstein maintains a police force with a police tactical unit equipped with small arms to carry out internal security duties. Defense assistance is provided for by Austria and Switzerland under an informal agreement amongst the three countries. Number 6. Marshall Islands. The Marshall Islands are a sprawling chain of volcanic islands and coral atolls in the Central Pacific Ocean between Hawaii and the Philippines. In the northwest, Bikini Atoll's largely undisturbed waters used a ship graveyard after World War II and now a popular wreck dive site. Near Majuro Atoll, which holds the island's capital and largest settlement, the coral reef at Kalaline Pass teems with marine life. Since the country's foundation, the only forces permitted are the police, which includes a maritime surveillance unit for internal security, the maritime surveillance unit, which is equipped with small arms and maintains one Pacific-class patrol boat, the Lomo. Under the Compact of Free Association, defense is the responsibility of the United States. Number 7. Federated States of Micronesia. The Federated States of Micronesia is a country spread across the western Pacific Ocean, comprising more than 600 islands. Micronesia is made up of 4 islands: Pohnpei, Korosrai, Chuuk, and Yap. The country is known for palm-shaded beaches, wreck-filled dives, and ancient ruins, including Nan Madol, sunken basalt temples, and burial vaults that extend out of lagoon on Pohnpei. Since the country's foundation, no military has been formed. The only forces permitted are the police, which maintain a maritime surveillance unit for internal security. The maritime surveillance is equipped with small arms and maintains 3 Pacific-class patrol boats: FSS Palikir, FSS Micronesia, and FSS Independence. Defense is the responsibility of the United States under the Compact of Free Association. Number 8. Nauru. Nauru is a tiny island country in Micronesia, northeast of Australia. It features a coral reef and white sand beaches fringed with palms, including Annieberry Bay on the east coast. Inland, tropical vegetation surrounds Banda Lagoon. The rocky outcrop of Command Ridge, the island's highest point, has a rusty Japanese outpost from World War II. The underground freshwater lake of Mokwa lies amid the limestone Mokwa caves. Australia is responsible for Nauru's defense under an informal agreement between the two countries. However, there is a relatively large armed police force and an auxiliary police force for internal security. It is one of the smallest countries in the world by area and population. Number 9. Palau. Palau is an archipelago of over 500 islands, part of Micronesia region in the western Pacific Ocean. Coral Island is home to the former capital, also named Coral, and is the island's commercial center. The larger Barbadao has the present capital, Ngerulmud, plus mountains and sandy beaches on its east coast. In its north, ancient basalt monoliths known as Badrul Chau lie in grassy fields surrounded by palm trees. Since the country's foundation, the only forces permitted are the police, which includes a 30-person maritime surveillance unit for internal security. The maritime surveillance is equipped with small arms and maintains one Pacific-class patrol boat, Remalik, and one Japanese-granted patrol boat, Kedam. Defense assistance is provided for by the United States under the Compact of Free Association. Number 10. St. Lucia. St. Lucia is an eastern Caribbean island nation with a pair of dramatically tapered mountains, the Pitons, on its west coast. Its coast is home to volcanic beaches, reef diving sites, luxury resorts, and fishing villages. Trails in the interior rainforest lead to waterfalls like the 15-meter-high Toraya, which pours over a cliff into a garden. The capital, Castries, is a popular cruise port. The Royal St. Lucia's Police maintain 2 small paramilitary forces consisting of 116 people, the Special Service Unit and the Coast Guard. Both units are responsible for internal security. Defense is the responsibility of the regional security system. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, drop a comment below, share with your friends and turn on post notifications so you don't get to miss out on any of our subsequent videos.